guy.
Honestly, I do. Fucking, if you put a child in
Where's
a
my...
game, you'll like it 25% less.
I was gonna say, where's my mod where it says Elliot's Jimmy?
Secure. Occupant vitals. Normal. Procedure.
No, Jim, you must stay with me. There's zombies over there.
When we find it the 30th floor. It's like the entire game of Last of Us, but every single time, what's the girl's name? Elliot?
Ellie.
I think it's just
Ellie. It's my voice, and I'm just saying dumb shit. I'm a girl now, Kevin.
It's about fucking time. You admit that.
Jamie.
Jamie has joined the server.
Not gonna lie, I lost it laughing when you were like, yeah, because I have a boy pussy. Jefferson. I was supposed to be the lead on Austin and Ellie. I was cheated!
So close, man. So close.
I'll never forget your fucking reaction when I told you that.
What? You look like a Disney XD star?
You look like a Disney XD star, and you fucking was like, what?
I don't know, everyone gives Fallout 4's story shit. But I think they're doing that in comparison to New Vegas. And in that sense, I'm not gonna say it's shit, because that just makes it sound like there's like zero fucking story.
Truth
But, like-
is, the game was rigged from the start.
True, okay, now that's a... Now, Fallout New Vegas got some iconic lines, not gonna lie. But like... Fallout 4 story, like, if we're talking in the sense of just standard games, don't compare it to anything, Fallout 4 is obviously a great game. It's just when you're going by that Fallout sort of Bethesda standard, I know Obsidian.
That's standard.
Yo, okay, well... Before 76.
You're talking about Jamie, that was the best one.
Yeah, 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 it was.
So, can I make like a really unpopular opinion?
Oh God!
No. Yeah.
I actually find like wasteland, like nuclear apocalyptic, like wastelands and deserts, fucking boring.
Like,
Like,
I guess
Lamo,
deserts.
just stop
ya.
thinking they're boring.
Idiot.
yeah. It's like I've been through enough like deserts and ruins and games, and those were already uninteresting enough when I played them back then. Where it's like I kinda don't want to go through one of them again.
The mods have already fucked up my game.
Oh no.
You know how in Fallout 4 you're the only survivor?
Wait, what?
You know in Fallout 4, in the vault you're the lone survivor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, apparently, that's not fucking true. Because this guy, he's just fucking standing around. Here, I'm gonna fucking send it to you.
Oh. I bet it's a nude. This is all a lie.
Oh my god, you can even take off his vault suit, now he's naked.
Oh, what's this?
I knew it was a nude.
Do this.
Like, I'm just walking around. There's just so he posing.
T-posing?
Yes. He's supposed to be in the cryo chamber.
Hello?
Okay, these mods were great.
Did you ever download the mod where it changes your fucking, it changes random NPCs to look funny?
I have not.
I remember when I forget what it's called, but I fucking downloaded it, and the first thing I see is fucking Preston Garvey's white and has like a giant ass red nose. And like the name was different. And fucking who's the fucking old bitch that's like I could see through the drugs?
Mama, damn.
Mama Murphy, I think.
Yeah, Mama Murphy.
She has like this fucking witch looking face with a giant Jew nose. And like her whole face is just blue.
Okay, that sounds pretty great.
Not gonna lie, I killed Mama Murphy on accident. The drugs. I was like, you know what?
the jet,
There,
yeah.
she's cured. I was like, there, she's cured now.
I always said the easiest way to fucking cure like people like, you know, on drugs and shit is just to kill them. Like, then they're not gonna be addicted.
Lame-o.
Idiots.
Sip.
Sip.
Just get your chalky milk. Cocky milk.
Yeah, I did.
Chalky milk.
Yeah, but like Fallout 4, like, it's still like a really good game. It's just that in the sense of New Vegas, it's like a bit of a sad.
You think everyone
like
you think
everyone wanted
lives,
more.
You think everybody lives that game up to how New Vegas standards?
A little. Like everyone kind of had like this mentality of like originally everyone fucking loves Fallout 4. And then there's like that sort of retrospective period. And they're like, is Fallout 4 actually a good game? And I'm like, yes. It's just not New Vegas. And they're constantly comparing it to New Vegas. And I'm like, guys, like, I'll admit, you're right. It is better. But stop saying Fallout 4 is a shit game.
The thing about Fallout 4 is that it might be like quality-wise worse than New Vegas, but it is more accessible. It's because it's available for all the new consoles.
Exactly.
So is my PP.
Oh no.
I fucking love how we had a fucking. I think it's the first time in a long ass time I've never heard Jimmy get angry over losing a game just because everybody was comparing a fucking flabby pussy to the Krabby Patty.
I joined right as you all were fucking laughing over that.
Yeah, I was like, Sean is gonna be so confused when I saw you join.
I just started
thought it
laughing.
was-
I'm like, what? I do something funny?
Yeah, fuck
I
you.
just thought it was so fucking hilarious. Everybody was in tears for no fucking reason.
I really didn't think that me saying just a word that kind of rhymed was gonna lead to such a fucking
Fucking shit show.
yes. And just everyone's running around with fucking X with Tommy.
So,
I'm not gonna
whatever happened
lie.
to old Cameron, by the way.
I don't know. Now you got me upset, fucking bitch.
Sorry.
made him sad.
I saw him on one of the highlights I taken a picture of.
I miss Cameron.
Shit, how do I fucking melee again? Damn, I don't remember. Fuck. Oh, right, L1. R1. Yeah, fucking eat it, Red Roach. Also, Fallout 4, now this is an actual unpopular opinion I actually hold, has the better survival mode. There's more to it, and honestly, I love the fact that it actually changes the gameplay. It's not like you just went from like on Skyrim from like I think it's adept to then just legendary difficulty and then you do 100% damage, but the enemies have like 250% health and then do 250% of the damage. It like completely changes the combat to everyone does 200% more damage to each other. So essentially you're a glass cannon, but so are enemies. And it actually changes the gameplay to actually be more funner and you have to take it more serious. Fallout New Vegas
a big fan
never
of
really
those
had
kinda
that.
games. The like survival fucking thing.
I'm kind of particular, cause like I remember like what's that game? DayZ. I just couldn't get into it. But like
Yeah,
7
I
Days
remember
to
you
Die.
telling me. I remember you telling me that whole thing with Roy, wanting to play that with you, and you were just straight up like, "This game sucks."
I just didn't like
And-
it. I didn't like how there wasn't like if I'm in a survival game, right? I need kind of like an objective in my mind, and 7 Days to Die does this perfectly because you could just fuck around like the entire time and just do absolutely nothing. But when that 7 day hits, you're gonna get fucked. So what's your objective? It's to keep building up to prepare for that 7th day. And then when you're done with that 7th day, you know what you do? You prepare for the next 7th day. And you just keep
Everybody's
and
working
for
for
the
the
weekend. And it kept my mind focused on, you know, where to go, how to loot. Also, the zombies were pretty fun, and they had enough variety to them. And you can actually push up the difficulty pretty far where it wouldn't be too unfair. And so there's a bit of replayability to it. But like normal survival games like Rust, I can't get into that. And the reason why is because eventually the server is gonna refresh and you're back to 0, and there really isn't like an obtainable goal. The only exception is if you're like a mega platoon, and then you can just all enter a server, dominate everyone, and then just go to the next server and then do the same thing.
The clan gets Rust.
Oh god, that'd be
Means
terrifying.
Splatoon 2.
It's the new story arc of 1967. The clan plays Rust.
What a
The
fucking
boys play Rust.
crazy day it would be if somehow we all play Splatoon. What a fucking plot twist. If that actually happened, I'd be like, if you told me a year ago that was gonna happen, I would not believe it. Minty, you wanna play Splatoon really bad?
I mean, I do have a Switch now. I can.
That's a good
I
point.
did actually have it for the Wii U. It was pretty good. Not gonna lie. I really liked it.
Literally nobody. 1967. Jefferson, you should get Minecraft! No, I don't want to. Jefferson, get Minecraft! Okay, fine, gets Minecraft. Everyone plays with him for like a week. Oh. Okay.
You should play Battlefield.
Yep. Why aren't you playing Battlefield? Oh, you're playing Minecraft?
42.
I remember when Carter did that to me. He's like, why are you playing Minecraft when you should be playing Battlefield? And I straight up told him to go fuck himself.
I like how I added Carter on Instagram. Fucking not Instagram, Discord. And he saw the message. He was online for like a minute or two and then just left and didn't say anything.
Probably didn't have anything to say. This is Carter
Like-
we're talking about.
I probably did a fucking Joseph Joestar and already fucking said he's gonna say fuck you, isn't he?
Hmm.
And it's like, I'm not even gonna bother, because he already knows what I'm gonna say to him.
But yeah, fucking Carter used to message me all the time, like, get off that gay child's game. Fucking Reaper Stoner would message me, playing
That's the
Minecraft.
weirdest one.
Yeah, I know. And Ballistic messaged me that. Fucking Cossack messaging me that. And I'm just like, can y'all niggas just fuck off? I'm like, why can't I play my own why can't I play what I want to play?
No.
Push your
No.
Jefferson,
The service, and thank you for choosing.
and you're not.
Sean,
Also, I
you
like
want-
how the party says BF5 only.
Yeah.
I know we were on BF1.
Oh.
That was Ian that did that.
I stubbed my fucking
I don't know if
toe.
it was. I don't know if it was Ian that did that or Carter. So I noticed whenever we get on BF1, Carter would avoid us like the plague. And he messaged me earlier today. He's like, BF5 tonight. I said, yeah, I'll play BF5 tonight, but I'm thinking of also playing BF1 after. And he went, oh. And I said, I know you're saying oh, and the reason why I say I'm gonna play BF1 is to get away from you.
What's everyone's thoughts on Carter? Because he seems to be getting like a heavier sort of like tone.
What, everybody or just him?
Carter
Him.
himself, I think.
I don't see anything wrong with Carter. I just hate how he's very aggressive with me getting
Just
online to
bitchy.
play. He gets kinda needy.
Yeah.
Like very needy.
1 quarter and I need attention. Woo.
And he'd be like, get on
Shut
and
up.
play. Carter would message me on fucking Discord. He'd message me on Instagram, and he'll message me on PSN in the span of a minute to get on.
Boy.
What the fuck?
Find a penis.
Yes.
Nice.
And like I told Carter to like cut the shit out, and he wouldn't. So yeah, you can believe that I'd get a little fucking irritated with him, because he would be like, that's the only thing I have a real big problem with him, is he can't play BF5. If he only can play BF5 if I'm present. I've noticed, according to Sean.
Right?
He only plays BF5 if I'm around. He rarely plays BF5 if I'm not there. Which I think is kind of fucking stupid. Because there are times where he also is like, you're gonna play BF5 today whether you like it or not, and I'm like, who are you?
Hey there.
You would get mad at me if I'd get on and play Minecraft, or I'd be online and not doing anything. I think the funniest thing I've ever seen Carter do is I appear offline, I'd see he's playing fucking like Rainbow Six Siege or Destiny. And I'll see he's not in the party, and as soon as I appear online, I'll go back to I go to the quick menu, appear online, go back to friends list, and I'll see whatever game Carter is doing. All of a sudden it just disappears, and it's just him online, and all of a sudden you see BF5. So I have nothing against Carter at all. I love the kid a lot. He just doesn't know what leaving me alone is. Like, there are days where I don't want to fucking get on and play Battlefield 5 or
He
Battlefield
doesn't
1,
fucking care.
and he doesn't fucking care.
Sounds like another guy I know.
You referencing me?
No, Quest.
Oh.
Oh. See, I didn't realize that you, now that you mention it, it kind of makes sense to me. Jimmy, how he wanted to get on, and I lied to him saying that we have a full party and half are playing 5 and half are playing 1. And then you told me, like, his fucking pathetic ugly friends are not around, so he came running back to us.
Yeah. Good job on that
Didn't
exact
you
quote
say he was
too.
like gone for half a year?
Codsworth.
Oh,
For
I think it was like
unknown
a
reasons,
full year.
Yeah, yeah, it was about almost a full year.
What do we think he was gone for? Fucking going to jail or something?
God, they did it.
I think that.
Those bastards really did it. Everything's dead.
I think he served time in jail. I don't know what for. I can't think what for, but I think he served some time, I think.
Diddle diddle.
She's
Oh my god, what if that was the case?
He wears 2 watches because it's always time to diddle.
what?
Dude, how would you guys feel if that was the case? Like, the reason he
Codsworth.
wasn't around for
That'd be
years.
fucked.
Would it be fucked? I feel like everybody in the clan would want him out.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Wait, did I like what? We just like reference what if there was like a redemption arc for Quest?
No. Like, what if the reason he was gone for years, maybe he served time?
Oh,
And it was for diddling kids.
I believe it.
Or maybe evil leprechauns.
I mean, he knows. You actually, you might be right. You want to know why? Because when I told him I told him that I moved to Florida, and I knew he lived in Florida, and immediately when I told him I moved to Florida, I said, "Don't even think about it. I didn't move down here to meet people." And he told me, if I remember correctly, I'm looking through old messages right now.
All right.
Like this fucking downward spiral I've gone into.
Haha, I
Downward
didn't.
spiral.
I know. Haha, I know what you mean, but I'm not allowed to leave the county.
Oh.
Oh no!
Holy shit.
That's fucked.
Could that possibly be a reference?
Like, holy
Maybe not
shit.
for diddling necessarily, but some sort of crime involving, you know, something that important.
Not allowed to
Maybe.
leave the county.
I don't know what county he lives in, but I know for. I
You
know
know
for
what
a
county to stay away from.
Well, here's the thing. I know where I don't know where exactly where he lives, but I know what part of Florida he lives in. He lives about an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me.
Like north or south.
South. He lives below Orlando, like Kissimmee.
Oh.
He lives actually close to where General
Disneyland is
lives.
safe.
Because I know frickin' General lives in St. Cloud, Florida, and that's below Orlando, and that's literally like 2
67's
hours.
favorite hentai artist.
No,
I know, right?
no, Sean. No.
Huh. This message was sent to me in January of this year, and I didn't even think of putting 2 and 2 together. I wonder if that's the case.
You know, now that I think about it. Hey, Minty.
Yeah.
What was this moment that, you and me, like started, liking each other? You know, but
I mean, it probably had to be a few months after we first met. Because I was good friends with Kevin pretty quickly.
fucking whore.
Listen, I'm just being honest.
I know. Don't worry, I didn't even fucking like Kevin the first time I heard him. It was not like a perfect hit off.
No.
I mean, I called him a faggot.
I called Jimmy an autist. Well, his friends.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever tell Sean about how you and I first encountered one another?
Okay, as much as I hate to admit it, the only reason I know Jefferson is because of Nickel.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I may have heard someone mention that.
Yeah, like, essentially, he introduced me to, like, this other group, right? That, it was, like, apparently they were pretty good, and I played with them once. There's something called, like, 1967, I can't remember. But, like, you know, I play with them, and, like, there's 2 different parties going on.
I'm coming, buddy.
One of them's, you know, Jefferson and crew, and another one's, like, me. And, like, I can't remember who was with me. Maybe Nickel and, like, Roy. But essentially, Jefferson joins the party after we, like, win, I
don't
think.
I don't think it was Roy, because I didn't meet Roy till months later. Like, almost a year after I first met you. But go on.
And, you know, Jefferson essentially shows up and it's quite literally says, "Oh, this is the autistic party." And I'm like, "The fuck you just say?" And then, like, you know, we had, like, you know, exchanged some words, but essentially my thought was, you know, I don't fucking like this guy. I don't know who the fuck this dude is, but I don't fucking like him. And actually, the way we bonded was that for some reason we're in a party, just me and him, and I threw a fucking grenade, and then the guy was like, "Stick patootie," and then I was like, You know, I've always found it really funny, like the things that the Ottomans say. And then, like, Jared says, like, yeah, I know. It's like, I have it, like, on all my settings on, like, you know, the actual country of origin. And, you know, we started talking about it, and then, like, we laughed about how they react to heavy tanks. Oh!
Tankaroo!
Tankaroo! And essentially, like, like, 2 games of us, like, kind of, like, you know, hanging out. You know, we started, like, actually liking each other a bit more. And that was essentially what hit off. It's like that one meme with, like, the domino.
Yeah.
Us bonding over weird things the Turks say. Me becoming second in command of 1967.
Mm-hmm.
That was my plan the entire time.
Oh,
To be
according to
honest,
plan.
though, 1967 was not a big fucking clan at the time. There was
Oh,
only
yeah.
like maybe 20. It was like 20 people.
Thanks for trying.
It was like maybe
Thanks
a
for your
month or
help.
2 into like the group starting, and at the time, you know, there was me. It was me, Quest, and Jeffrey.
The geopolitical landscape was different back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can see who cares more about the clan now than how it was 2 years ago. And what happened is immediately I remember Jeffrey and Quest saying that the party we were in was fucking ridiculous. And at the time, I didn't really like to say negative things about people I don't know. I mean, I still am kind of like that. And I was like, I mean, they were cool. I was like, I like Nickel. Nickel's cool. I was like, he's an interesting character. I mean, fuck. He joined, because Nickel joined the day I met him. I was like,
Quick
what am I
convert.
gonna do?
You're here all by yourself.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what am I gonna do? Like, I remember saying to Jeffrey, I'm like, what am I gonna do? Just be like, no, I don't want to play with you. The other guys in the clan think you're fucking dumb. Like, I'm not gonna do that. I was like, if you don't like playing with them, then don't fucking be in the party with them. Their problem solved. And Jeffrey was like, yeah, I guess so. And Quest at first was like, that Golden wouldn't shut the fuck up. And I was like, I kind of liked him. I'm like, he's a bit extreme with Battlefield, but I mean, fuck, aren't we all technically? We are a fucking clan of like 15 at the time or some shit like that. And I remember like Jeffrey and Quest were like very unsure about you, Jimmy. And that's where the whole fucking thing came from with me just going, yeah, but I'd like to have people like that in the clan. And I remember Quest was like, what, loud and doesn't shut up? And I said, no, skilled.
Get fucked.
And I was like, yeah. And I was like, you need to understand, Quest. I'm trying to find people that are skilled. I just started this clan, like, not even 2 months ago, and I'm still looking for people. We barely have 30 members. I'm like, I need to fucking evaluate myself and what I want to do with my clan. And then I remember Quest was saying, like, why do you want to bring Golden Phoenix 771 into 1967? And I straight up said, because I'm Jefferson Floyd and you're not. That's where that saying came from. And
yes.
at first, Jimmy was already in another clan that Roy
Shut
already
up.
started. I don't understand why you don't want me to mention it. You feel like it's like a gray spot?
No, I'm just being funny.
Okay. I didn't know if you were
I
serious
will
or not.
admit, I
And-
do like to provide, like, give this image of, yeah, I've always been a 67 and proud not. Well, there was technically.
I wouldn't even technically count that since Roy was the one that started it.
Don't think
That's
this.
true.
Well, basically, Shawners, Jimmy was part of another clan that Roy started. I do not know how active the group was around this time. This is around like before Christmas 2017.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Sean. And I did not know how many people in the clan were active, and for the longest time I thought Jimmy was just in a platoon of one person.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted Jimmy to join 1967 because the more and more I played with James, the more and more I liked playing with him and his personality. Something at the time 1967 lacked except for me.
I'm giving you such a fucking.
Yeah, you're playing with a pothead and apparently a convict.
Allegedly convict. I still miss Jeffrey though.
Fuck Jeffrey. I'm sorry. I never could get into like a real good standing with Jeffrey. Both in
guess
a
so, yeah.
personality sense and a political one. Because
I can
do you remember?
understand.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say I can understand why you feel that way, Jimmy, because you didn't know him, you didn't meet him the way I did. Jeffrey added me one day and said, "Yo, you're really good. Let's start a clan together." And I said, "Fuck yeah." And I said that I already had one, and I was actually looking for people. Because the game I played, that I met Jeffrey, I was actually getting off to go to work. I decided to get on Battlefield 1 before I got to work. Can't you even fucking imagine what would have happened if I didn't decide to get on
Now
Battlefield
that's a
1?
domino meme.
Mm-hmm. So, I remember he added me, I added him back, and then I messaged him, I messaged him, like, why'd you add me? Because no one ever fucking added me. I mean, I had Carter on my friends list, but that's only because we used to play, like, every other day. Funny how things change.
Indeed.
And so told Jeffrey I already had a clan started and I was looking for people. I just at the time wasn't repping because I wasn't familiar with the whole settings of the clan, like having one. And Jeffrey was like, "Nah, it's cool. I'll be the colonel. You be the general, and we'll start bringing in people." And I said, "Well, I got to go to work, but when I get back, I'll party invite you and we'll begin this." And he was like, "Yeah, no problem." So, from my perspective, I see Jeffrey a little bit different than how you do, Jimmy, only because he was, in my opinion, one of the main drives of why this clan even exists in the first place.
As much as I hate to admit it, he's technically a pillar.
Mm-hmm.
A pillar man?
Yes.
Yes. I'm Sean, and when I hear one key word, I reference something.
Yup.
Shut up, you fucking love me. So, you were saying though, Jimmy?
Say now, I kinda capitalized on the whole, you know, this Jeffrey guy never seems to like the fucking play on our side sort of thing. And was like, yeah, he kind of fucking sucks, doesn't he? Now I did it both as, yeah, I completely agreed with the sentiment, and also because I didn't like how I was third in command and he was second in command, and I didn't see his purpose. And another thing is that I eventually did become second in command, but he never found out. I'm not even sure if he knows that I have been above him in rank for like a year. I seriously don't even know if he ever found that out, because I kind of wanted to rub in his face saying, "Ha ha, you know, I'm in, you're not." But Jefferson was like, "No, don't do anything." I'm like, "Fine."
Well,
I just couldn't get in with his
It's just-
personality. He also had this thing where, like, I was better than him with Scout, but it's kind of like a Dawson thing, where he's better at Marksman Scouts than me. And he just wouldn't fucking, like, shut up. He's, like,
Well, here's
about me being,
here's
like...
the thing, Jeffrey thought he was a good sniper. The thing with Dawson,
He was.
Dawson had this mindset that he wants to be a competitive sniper in a video game. That's how Dawson is. He's always been, as long as I've known him, he's always wanted to be that, like, I'm very competitive. And of course, Jimmy, I'm not gonna fucking shy away with Soa and be like, oh, they want to be competitive and play with us. So I'm like, that's kind of what I'm looking for.
No.
But-
You misunderstand. It's not him being competitive. It's the fact that I always found Jeffrey as a bit of a dick. Like, I'd be...
You're not wrong. You're not wrong there, though. You can be at times. You could definitely be at times a dick.
I'd be like, you know,
Wasn't-
like, I'll say something about, me being, like, really good with, like, the 95, and then he'd be like, not as good as me. And not as a joke. He would just be like, just make it a fucking simple fact. Well, not as good as me. And I'm like, the fuck? And I'd look at the scoreboard. I'm above him. But here's the thing I'll concede to. He was always below. But he wasn't fucking as good as me. But he was better than me when it came to marksman. That I'll concede to. But not a better scout.
No, nothing. I don't know how you feel about this, Jimmy, but I'm not gonna lie. I always thought Jeffrey was a good sniper, but that one game where it was 1967 against Wham on Shock Ops, when I saw you go with the M95, holy fucking shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, like every fucking... I remember seeing the kill feed, it was just Golden Phoenix headshot, Golden Phoenix headshot. I'm like, Jesus Christ, you went off with the
I was-
M95.
Damn, I seriously did, honestly. I have never
That
been able
was
to
like-
repeat such an insane level of accuracy.
I think the adrenaline of fighting another clan is what fuels
It
your
always
fucking boner.
that does fuel me, I'm not gonna fucking lie.
And so, I know this comes up a lot, and you guys already know my opinion. Yes, I still fucking am bitter about why all the members left. I'm probably gonna be like that for a while. I could definitely say that I'm over it. I'm over the fact, like, it happened, it's time to move on. Like, it's time to, like, they disappeared, the clan still lives. But when you've played with a certain group of people for about a year, you kind of get a little bit attached to them as a friend and not just a voice you hear on a headset on a fucking video
Yeah,
game.
I can imagine.
Party. So when fucking... about 5 or 6 people, about 4 or 5 people just all get up and leave around the same time. Not having
what
it
the
be
fuck?
planned. Yeah, and I remember being in parties with just Jimmy for fucking hours, just fucking going off on him on how fucking upset and fucking bitter I was about that whole thing. I'm like, these motherfuckers, how dare they do this? And to be honest, I totally, as time went on, I forgot about it. But you wanna know what made me think about it again?
Me.
No. So, when I turned 24, I posted a photo on Instagram of me holding a small cupcake, and the caption was, "Well, fuck, here's to 24."
I remember that one.
And I kind of got a little, I got bitter, but I didn't do anything about it because I didn't want to. I got very bitter when I saw Jeffrey and LaFlame comment on it.
Huh. Was I told that I did that?
What happened, Jimmy?
Nah, never mind.
No, I didn't hear what you said.
No. Like I was like, huh? Was I told that they did that? And then I remember one time
Oh.
you just like kind of slightly mentioned it. I think.
Yeah, where's my phone?
I always forget about
'Cause
Laflime, honestly.
I think a lot of people. The funny thing is, and I know you've heard me say this before, Jimmy.
Hey there.
The old members have been gone for so long that they're not even. They're non-existent anymore. Excuse me. They're non-existent anymore because there's all these new members.
We fill in the gaps.
It's like literally that time of the group is just gone.
Huh.
Let's see. I'm looking on IG right now. Here we go. So,
Hey, up here, on the balcony. I've got
okay, looking at the comments. So here's what Carter commented. Happy birthday, you fuck. Here's to 2 years of knowing you. Hope your day's great, huh? Love you, bud. Live life to the fullest. Immediately about 2 or 3 minutes later, LaFlame commented, happy birthday, man. Thanks for all the good times. And then literally a few hours later, Jeffrey commented, congrats, my buddy. And when I saw that, when I realized that LaFlame and frickin' Jeffrey commented on it, I just wanted to be like, can you fucks just come back? Please. But I never did. I didn't want to. I haven't spoken to those two since I moved down to Florida. It's almost been a year since I've lived down here. And I should honestly forget about it and just get over it like a normal human being. But, like, I don't know. I just don't want to. I feel like they were not real friends to me when Battlefield 5 came out and you know, like Battlefield kind of thing. It felt like the last year that I've played with you guys was all for nothing. So that's kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, when they left, and I know I've said this before, when they left, I wondered, gee, if they would leave, what makes me think you won't, or you will leave as well? And I jokingly said that to Ian once, and Ian's like, you know what? Fuck them, I ain't leaving anytime at all.
Hoorah, Ian. Hoorah.
Bless him.
And same thing goes for like you, Jimmy. I kind of wondered, like, are you gonna stick around? I kind of wondered that. I didn't think too much.
Sorry, I wanted to
I
pull a
hate
Quest
you.
reference.
I hate
Called
you.
it.
I'm kidding. I love you.
I know.
I
But
was
yeah,
about to say.
I totally understand that fear of yours.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's gonna happen again. Like, I've spoken about it enough to you guys, but I've also mentioned it to, like, other members while you guys aren't around. Like, I know I mentioned it to Carter once before alone. I mentioned it to fucking Lynn. Hell, I told you guys when I was with Dawson Dawson still thought Nickel and Jeffrey were still in the clan.
Oh.
Damn.
I'm like, and this was 2 weeks ago. Not 2 weeks ago, almost a month ago. And I was like, son, you've been gone for some time. You're gonna laugh though, because Dawson did ask me if I remember telling Jimmy, and Jimmy had now lit up like a light bulb, because I remember Dawson asked me, is Golden Phoenix still around? And I said, yes, he's still around.
Aw.
Apparently those are the only people Dawson remembered. Like, he kind of remembered you, Sean, you and Ian.
Oh.
He referred to as Mint Messiah, and I was like, it's Minty Messiah, and yeah, he's
Close
still
enough.
there. Yeah, and then he was like, what about, the guy that rees?
The guy that reads.
And I was like, yes, Ian is still, Red Hero is still there. And then he was like, is Nickel and Jeffrey still there? And I was like, no.
The re-ending.
The re-ending. And I think that moment, it's funny because it comes back to me. That whole fucking big departure of members, because then all of a sudden Dawson started to feel guilty because he thought that I thought that he had like basically did the same thing to me. I was like, no.
You almost did though.
I still thought it was fucking hilarious when his mom slapped him in the back of the head. Play with Kevin more. But like I said, I'm not as bitter as I used to be about it. I just fucking think that they're not. I come to the conclusion of fuck them. They're not real online
They're not
friends.
real people.
They're not real people.
When will you learn?
And honestly, it's been almost a year since this happened, and time has moved on. It's kind of like how when Gobbles was in the party with us, and he was bitching about how fucking BF5 was too hard and BF1 was so much better, and fucking Shrap, I don't fucking know, and Shrap straight up told him, yeah, well now it's time to make new memories in BF5, and he just was like, I haven't seen Gobbles since the time he fucking turned me into a fucking screeching retard.
Was that around the time BF5 was coming out?
You weren't here for this, but there was a time
right.
fucking Carter was there for it. Carter was around for this, but what happened is he kept Gobbles didn't believe me when I told him squad lead is different than how it is in BF1. It has an actual purpose. It's not just place a marker on a point and get points. Like, it has a fucking really good purpose. A tide-changing purpose. He didn't believe me. So, he would constantly request orders. And I'm like, I already put down the orders, and it got to the point where he was doing it a lot that it was pissed me off. It's the point where I was like, can you stop? And he was like, hey, it's annoying you.
No shit.
Yeah. And
Knowing him, he probably wouldn't even call orders if he was fucking squad lead.
No, he wouldn't. I still think I'm the only person in this clan that's super fucking meticulous about placing orders down.
That's why I always give it to you.
I think so. I try to stay away from it because I always fucking forget.
Yeah, so, like... it got to this was honestly the only time, in my opinion, as much as to Jimmy's dismay, that Nickel was on the right side of everything that happened with that incident with me and Gobbles.
Possible.
No, because
I know.
there was an
I'm
incident-
referencing the Thanos meme.
I know. There was an incident in the same night where Nickel got downed. We were on Twisted Steel defending on the bridge. He got downed. I placed an order because I chose to. Had nothing to do with Gobbles. and I was running medic, and I was like, "Oh, I'll get you, Nick." And I ran over, and as I was about to revive him,
Yes.
like as I was about to like stick the needle in him, I see in the top corner like Joseph Goebbels is requested on. I was like, I already placed an order, and he said, "I know. I was just doing it to annoy you because he said you had to revive Nickel."
I'm just passing through.
That's annoying.
Fair enough. But the
And things started getting worse to the point where Nickel and fucking Carter were like basically like yelling at him to cut the shit
One
out.
good idea can make all the difference.
Here's a
Yeah,
crash
that's typically
vertibird
not a
up on
good
the
sign
roof.
that people like you.
Old school. Pre-war.
Yeah. I remember Carter fucking was like, "Dude, can you fucking stop?" And then he was like, "You take this game too seriously."
Could work.
And after that game happened, I was just so fucking fed up with everything because Goebbels asked me, because he also lives in Florida, but he lives on the other side. He lives in the Gulf. And then goes back home to Canada during the summers. And I was so fucking insulted when, after all that shit he did to me, and all the time that I've played with him, he fucking pulls that shit, ruins the entire reputation I've known him for in one single night of gaming. And then asked me when I was gonna come to the fucking Gulf side of Florida to meet him.
Did you tell him to go fuck himself?
I just left the party. I said, "Let me think about that," and then I was like, "Can I have squad lead?" And then I just left the party, and I fucking left the game, peered offline, and I just sat there while the fucking BF5 home menu screen was going off, just staring at the TV, and I could just feel my face just red. Like I was heated so fucking much because I felt betrayed. I was like, I remember thinking to myself, like, I fucking let you join this group because Jeffrey brought him in. I was like, I let you play with us, and this is how you, after all this time, it takes a new fucking game to come out to you to act like this towards me? I fucking trusted you. And you could see why some bitter resentment still comes to my mind whenever I think about that, because Jimmy put it best. They didn't just say, "I don't want to play with the clan anymore." They just disappeared and never came back. And Jimmy told me that when they did that, that just meant that that was the biggest pussiest thing you could have ever done to the clan.
Yeah, I told Jefferson that, I'm like, the problem is, and like, here's the fucking defense, because I kind of told Claude to go fuck himself. And he messaged me like, I hate this fucking defense. "I have my own life outside of video games." Shut the fuck up. We all do. And I'm like, the thing is that you do, and I really want to like get in a fucking party with one of them, like, and just like I asked just to fucking pick at the psychology and what the fuck goes through their head, if anything at all, when they make like a sort of this decision. Because I wouldn't also equally be too surprised if it's just they just don't think about it. But Claude was all like, "Oh man, I have my own life," and I essentially like, "No fucking," I messaged him, "Yeah, no fucking duh, we all do." Honestly, I kind of considered going into it, but I was at work, so I was like, whatever. And essentially, is that they don't go out with a bang. Like, guys, I'm gonna go my own way. You know, I got, you know, life's a journey, whatnot. It's also a highway. But, they just fucking disappear. Like, how come when BF1 hit, like, essentially the end of its life cycle, we all went on BF1 and we fucked around, we had a ton of fun. Why is it none of them could do that for us as, like, us last, you know, grand slam before everyone leaves?
Yeah.
No, they just disappear. Quad just goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna go, I sold my
Get
PlayStation."
arrested.
No, that's Quest.
Oh, right, sorry.
Quest is like, I'm gonna go get arrested. Then he comes back and it's all like, fucking obsessive girlfriend over to fucking Kevin. And then eventually, and becomes a fucking prissy bitch.
Yeah, also the also thing with Quad Launcher is like he used to always want to get into parties and only talk to just me. And I remember him telling me that he was thinking of getting married, and I was like, aren't you younger than me? I'm like, not that that's anything wrong. My parents got married at, I remember saying to him, I'm like, not that that's anything wrong with that. My parents got married at 24, and a year later they had me. And at the time I was like, I'm 23 years old. But I don't know. I feel like he hinted shit to me but didn't tell me. I don't know. It's just like most of the people that just hightailed and left always wanted to see Jefferson Floyd.
Oh, that was another part of it. You know how Jefferson has fucking therapy sessions with like every guy he meets?
Yeah.
Yeah, how is it that like they can just leave like fucking after that? Like there's a one time when fucking Quad was like, please don't get the others. I just want to be like party with you and hang out with you.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just like, yeah, I'm gonna go turn. Now that like he gets his fucking dick hard again, and it's like, oh, I don't need Kev anymore. He just fucking leaves. Like he didn't fucking message Jefferson like anything. Like, hey man, thanks for the good times. He's just like, yeah, I'm gone.
And
Hell,
I said this before.
I don't even have that much of a connection with these people. I didn't fucking care. And ironic, since I was almost kind of happy Jeffrey left. As congrats, I don't gotta deal with that dick anymore. Like, that's kind of my perspective.
I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna how could I word this correctly? Oppose to your opinion. People interact with people in different ways. Some the same, some different than others. So, I miss Jeffrey, even though he was a dick. I miss him because this clan wouldn't exist. If like the way it is I miss Jeffrey because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't know all of you. That's why.
He's essentially the fucking seed that fucking started that whole thing.
Yeah. And
Yourself a fucking butterfly effect was fucking happening.
Yeah, butterfly effect.
literally, it's the fucking full-on definition of the butterfly effect. And to be honest, like I said before, if I didn't decide to get on before work, and Jeffrey never added me, I wouldn't be talking to you guys. So, yeah, that's why I kind of miss him. It's for that reason.